Okay, we are almost done. This is very exciting. We have completed the onboarding process, and now we want to track our key performance indicators or KPIs. For our studio right now, our most important KPIs are revenue, expenses, enrollment, and retention. We use our Paylog to record our revenue, so pop-up shop orders, um, tuition and costume fees, all of that. Our accountant and myself handle our expenses through QuickBooks. We track our enrollment and retention through our KPI spreadsheet. So share that with you. So this is our fun little spreadsheet. Here's a breakdown of some key things. We do color coding here as well. Before we get into that, we track our KPIs on a weekly, monthly, and quarterly basis. Okay. So starting with weekly, we are looking at 1 week at a time. So say, for instance, we're in the month of September for fall semester. Each week stops on Saturday for us. And so the information that we are putting in these line items or in this spreadsheet stops at the Saturday of each week. Okay, so looking at our sample, let's do the definitions first. So inquiry, every family that has signed up for open house, booked, every family that paid, completed, every family that showed up, enrolled, every family that joined. We'll get into the rest of that. We'll get into the rest of the spreadsheet going down the other columns later, but for right now, those are the most important things. So inquiry, booked, completed, and enrolled. So let's fill out this form based on the open house RSVP that we have so far. So remember, we're going by weeks. And so we'll say from the 2nd to the 5th is week 1 for us because the open house was on September 7th. So looking at what we have right now, we will complete our KPI by saying we had how many inquiries? 1, 2, 3, 4 inquiries. So 4 people signed up for open house. We had 3 that booked because these families also paid. These families also completed, so we can say 3. Now, remember, before this line was before this line was green, it was gray. So that is why we are counting these 3 lines because these 3 families showed up and paid for class. So booked and completed will most likely be the same number each week because families who paid are also most likely to show up to try the class. Every once in a while, we'll have to reschedule, but for the most part, booked and completed, those numbers will most likely be the same each week. So, like I said, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 inquiries, 3 booked, 3 completed, and 1 enrolled. Okay, so let's put that in our KPI spreadsheet. So for the first week, we had 4 inquiries, 3 booked, 3 completed, 1 enrolled. Okay, so as you can see, we have a running total that this bottom or this white line below these gray lines is calculating for us. So it's going to start calculating once we put in more numbers for future weeks. In the meantime, we're going to scroll down to the bottom of our spreadsheet to get our percentages of what that looks like for us. So we have numbers. Now let's turn that into percentages. So inquiries, we said we had 4 inquiries, 3 trials booked, 3 trials completed, and 1 enrollment. Let's fix that. There we go. Okay. 1 enrollment. So that automatically calculates our percentages for that week. So Inquiry to trial, we have a 75% conversion rate. Booked and completed, we have a 100% conversion rate. And trial to enrollment, we have a 33% conversion rate. Spoiler alert, our conversion rate is much higher than this. We usually have about 80% conversion rate each week. So out of 10 families come to open house, we usually sign up 8. 5 families show up, we usually sign up 4 on the spot or throughout the week. So our conversion rate is much higher than this. So now that we have our percentages, we go to the top of the page and input those percentages for us. So we said 75, that was 100. Let me double check. 75, 100, 33. And then the overall conversion rate of how we move families through the sales funnel is over here. So that's 25%. And so as you can see, now we have some different color coding. So gray is just blank for us. The lighter the green is, the lower the percentage. And so our goal is to increase that so we can have a deeper, darker green like we see over here. So 100% is, of course, what we're shooting for across the board. According to our industry standards, the average is about 75 to 80. So thankfully we are on par with other studios on a national level. So that's awesome. So we continue to do this each week as more families sign up. So we do our cutoff on Saturday and we complete or we enter the information from the previous week on that Sunday. So we're about a week behind, but we are still on time, if that makes sense. I will explain that more in person if that sounds a bit counterintuitive, but once you get the hang of it, it will make sense. And that's our KPIs. So we continue to do this every month. We create a new form so that we can track our enrollment and retention across each month. And that's where these other line items come in for us. So archive, unfortunately, if we have a family who is no longer able or willing to continue on with classes at Main Attraction, then we archive that family. You have your tutorial, your written tutorial in your admin folder about step-by-step of how to do this. And then we get win backs. So for whatever reason, if a family is archived, they can't participate for this semester, but they plan to come back next semester. We usually have that pretty regularly across summer, or if a family is trying another activity, maybe gymnastics or soccer or whatever, but they know that they're coming back in the future and we actually get that family back, we call those win backs. Then we have our number of total studio enrollment. So we do this on a weekly basis, again, because we want to track our KPIs weekly, monthly, and quarterly, of course, annually as well, but mainly weekly, monthly, and quarterly. So when we are inputting data for families being archived or win backs, we put the actual names of the dancers in our spreadsheet. Why do we do that? Because whenever we have a family that is archived, we don't just let them be archived. There's information that we still want to be able to communicate to them. There's still marketing efforts that we want to give to them because we do not want to lose any of our families. And if we do, our goal is always win back. And so for any families that we win back, we indicate on the proper week, and we give the first and last name of the dancer. Any dancers that we archive, we indicate the number here and then the actual dancer according to the week that we archive them. So we are always looking for ways to bring archived families back. We're always looking for ways to win our families back and then keep them retained for years and years to come. And those are KPIs. So you have gone through the whole process. You should be very proud of yourself. Round of applause. Yes, because that was a lot of information. Reminder that you can refer back to these videos as often as you need to. You can refer back to the written manuals that also give details about these processes as often as you need to. You will also see a couple of Jackrabbit tutorials also in these video tutorials for your onboarding. Jackrabbit has been gracious enough to just create tutorials for their system. And so as opposed to me recording those videos, I can just include those videos in your admin onboarding playlist. So you have those videos as well. Congratulations, you have basically made it through your admin onboarding. You should be very proud of yourself. Thank you so much. And I am here if you need anything. Bye-bye.